Welcome to the Dark Horse Chess Channel.
Please subscribe and hit the like button.
Today's game is between Paul Morphy and Henry Bird.
The game began, e4, e5, f4. This is the King's Gambit. King's Gambit accepted. Knight to f3, bishop to e7 is the Cunningham defense. White played bishop to c4, bishop to h4 check, and g3 is the Bertin Gambit. F takes g3 was played, white castled, and black played g takes h2 check. White went king to h1. This is the Bertin Gambit fully accepted. In the Bertin Gambit, white sacrifices 3 pawns for a huge lead in development and hopefully a devastating attack against black's weak f7 square. White can attack f7 with 4 pieces very quickly. The bishop, the knight, the rook, and the queen. Black's pawn on h2 helps to shield white from black's attack. Black has to be careful here. Out of the top 20 responses by black, the best move for white in 10 of them is to go bishop takes f7 check. This is shown in the chart on the right. Black played d5, the best move. White played bishop takes d5, also the best move. Black played knight to f6. And here, if white goes knight takes h4, black plays knight takes d5, e takes d5, and after queen to h4, white's attack has evaporated and black has the advantage. Returning to white's ninth move, white did not play knight takes h4, white played bishop takes f7 check. King takes f7, knight takes h4, and here in the game, black played rook to e8, trying to stop the e-pawn from marching and winning the knight because the knight is pinned. If black goes rook to f8 and white goes e5, black has queen to d5 check. The best move for white here is to block with the knight, and after knight to g4, knight to c3 attacking the queen, and the queen retreats to c6, black is up by a pawn. The king is safe to go back to g8 because the knight here is pinned. Returning to black's 10th move, black played rook to e8, d3, bishop to h3, attacking a rook. White played queen to h5 check. Remember, the knight is pinned. The king went back to g8, and white played this beautiful move, rook takes f6. Black can't take the rook with the queen because white will play queen takes rook, and white will have a huge advantage. So black is forced to play g takes f6. The engine gives black a slight advantage here. The king is exposed. Black has 2 isolated pawns. The bishop on h3 is misplaced. The bishop should be on c6, attacking the king. White, on the other hand, the knight and the bishop are not developed yet, but the king is safe for the time being. White played knight to c3. Black played rook to e5, attacking the queen. Rook to e5 allows white to play bishop to f4 and win a tempo against the rook, and also allows white to win the h2 pawn with the bishop instead of the king. So white responded, queen to f3, attacking the bishop, and black protected the bishop by developing the queen by playing queen to d7. If white plays queen takes f6, black responds by playing queen to g4 with a checkmate threat on g1. White is forced to move the bishop off the back row by playing bishop to h6, and now the rook protects g1 from checkmate. And here, black would play knight to d7, attacking the queen and protecting the rook. In this position, black has a 1-point advantage. Returning to white's 16th move, white did not play queen takes f6. White played bishop to f4, attacking a rook, and black played knight to c6. If white plays bishop takes c5, black responds knight takes e5, attacking the queen. Queen takes f6, knight to g4, attacking the queen again. Queen to f3, rook to f8. The queen cannot take the bishop because of knight to f2 check, forking the king and the queen. So here white plays knight to f5. And in this position, white has about a 1-point lead. Returning white's 17th move, the pawn on h2 is preventing the white rook from coming over and joining in the attack. So here Morphy played king takes h2. Black responded, bishop to g4, attacking the queen. White played rook to g1, pinning the bishop to the king, and black defended by playing h5. The engine gives white a 1.6 point advantage, with the best move for white being bishop takes e5. Black has two isolated pawns. The bishop on g4 is pinned, and the rook is not into the game yet. White, on the other hand, has an exposed king like black, but white has 5 connected pawns. White played bishop takes e5. Black responded f takes e5. Black wants to save the f file for the rook. White responded by playing knight to d5. White is threatening a fork against a king and a queen. Black responded by playing knight to d4, attacking white's queen. White played knight to f6 check. Black played king to h8. And here white played queen to e3. Queen to e3 was a good move, but not the best move. The best move was knight to g6 check. King to g7, knight takes h5 check. The king can't take the knight because the rook takes bishop, and checkmate will follow. So the king has to go to h6. And after queen to f6, white has a discovered attack against the black king. The king will have to take the knight. And here the king moves to g2, letting the rook come over to the h-file and checkmate the king this way. This is unstoppable after knight to e2, rook to h1 check, bishop to h3 check, rook takes bishop, queen takes rook, king takes queen, game over. Returning to white's 22nd move, white played queen to e3. White has a checkmate threat at h6. Black played the best move, queen to g7, and here the bishop on g4 is pinned. So white played knight takes h5. The queen was forced to go to h7. And here rook takes g4, queen takes h5. In this position, the white knight is pinned, and the rook is being attacked. The two best ways to defend against this is to go rook to g3, and if queen takes knight, the rook comes over and wins the queen. After queen takes rook, king takes rook, white has a 4.5 point lead, and this is a 1 endgame. The second way to defend is to move queen to h3. This unpins the knight and protects the rook all in one move, and this is what Morphy did. Black responded by playing king to h7. White played c3, driving the knight back. The knight went back to e6. And here white played rook to g6, attacking the knight. Black defended the knight by playing rook to e8, and here Morphy exchanged down to a 1 endgame. Morphy played rook takes e6, rook takes e6, queen takes e6, queen takes h4 check, queen to h3, and black has to exchange queens. Queen takes h3, king takes h3. The engine gives white a 5.5 point advantage. Black played c5, king to g4, king to g6, king to f3, king to f6, king to e3, king to e6. White played d4, e takes d4, c takes d4, c takes d4, and king takes d4. This is a textbook example of a basic 1 endgame for white. If you don't know how to win this, stick around. It won't take long. White is going to force the black king to move back, and when it does, the white king is going to release from the e-pawn, win these 2 pawns, and then push one of these pawns down for the win. Here black played d6, e5 check, king to e6, king to e4, king went back, king to d5, king to d7, check, king to e7, king to e5, a6, a3, king went back, king to d6, king to d8, check, king to e8, and king to c7. Here black has to take the pawn, white takes this pawn, king comes over, white takes this pawn, king over, king down, and these pawns cannot be stopped.
Please subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.